Wrestlemania in our sights here in the YouTube arena, and what a matchup we have in store here for you. That is right, here he is, Chris Benoit in the Wwdf, and what a match he had to advance here.
From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 229 pounds,
Chris Benoit in the WWDF, and he took on his best friend to advance to this, Eddie Guerrero, and what a matchup that one was. If you haven't seen the outcome of that, obviously you know Chris Benoit won, but what a technical gem it was between Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, two friends going at it, giving it everything they have, knowing what's at stake, a trip to WrestleMania. But Chris Benoit gonna take on one of our largest individuals in the WWDF, and he's gonna have to chop this big man down. Because here he comes, and he put on a clinic against the lunatic fringe, Dean Ambrose.
Memphis, Arkansas, weighing in at 320 pounds, Sycho
Sid, that is right, wrestling fans, and get ready to get unglued. The place has gone crazy. People are standing up to meet this man, Sycho Sid, and Chris Benoit, the much larger superstar here, Sycho Sid. So he's got to have the advantage here. Chris Benoit is going to have to use his wrestling ability and agility and the speed to avoid that power bomb that Sycho Sid possesses here tonight. And Sycho Sid won a big matchup against Dean Ambrose, and that one should have been a cage match because it was all hell breaking loose between both of those individuals, knowing what's at stake, everything on the line. WrestleMania, an opportunity to be in our first ever WrestleMania in the WWDF. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notifications so you don't miss WrestleMania 1. And one of these superstars' road will continue and the other one will go home. WrestleMania in our sights, and this man knows what's in his way. Sycho Sid, Chris Benoit. Well, we see the crippler crossface by Chris Benoit against the larger, and look at the size difference here against Sycho Sid and Chris Benoit. We'll see how this one plays out. Again, nothing predetermined here in the WWDF. Everything based on ratings and their careers. And look at the chop right to Chris Benoit. Sycho Sid making him pay. Turning that skin of his a nice bright red. Did not stop, and now takes a face plant on the arena floor. And Sycho Sid relentless from the beginning of this matchup. What a matchup this is. Sycho Sid really taking it to Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit on complete defensive mode here. Does not know what hit him from the get-go. Chris Benoit, though, able to kind of reverse it and buy himself a little bit time to get back and stop this onslaught by Sycho Sid. Chris Benoit, 4 count coming to both superstars here. You can get counted out in the WWDF, and if you're counted out with the other superstar in the ring, it does cost a loss. So you do not want to be counted out. We're to a 6 count here. Into the steel steps does Sycho Sid go. Can he get up? Can Sycho Sid get up? Chris Benoit playing to the crowd here, buying himself a little time. We're at an 8 count. Sycho Sid in trouble. Chris Benoit, though, sees Sycho Sid getting to the knee, so he says he's going to bring it back to him. Sycho Sid, though. Now, look at Sycho Sid pounding the noggin, bouncing that head off, dribbling it off the arena floor there. There's no giving that arena floor. That's just in a mat and some foam, and then the concrete on the bottom. No spring in that. Again, dribbling his head off that foam there. Did Sycho Sid. Again, Chris Benoit now. Sycho Sid, a lot more of this match outside the ring than inside the ring. And Chris Benoit trying to take it back. And Chris Benoit letting the fans know. And Sycho Sid now going to bring it back into the wrestling ring. Both superstars have done some damage. As you can see, the size difference, though, in Sycho Sid. But Chris Benoit trying to chop the big man down and takes him down there. And now, Chris Benoit, high-flying, high-risk, high-reward move. Let's see if it pays off. Sycho Sid to the top and comes down with the big chop there to Sycho Sid. Sycho Sid on the mat canvas. And now, German suplex after German suplex. Chris Benoit catches the big man now. And really applying the pressure here is Chris Benoit in this match. Going to drag the big hunk of meat to the middle of the ring. Going to go for a pin, does he? Leg locked. Yes, shoulders down. Referee. And a big kick out there from Sycho Sid. Going to have to do a lot more damage to this Neanderthal of a man, Sycho Sid. And Chris Benoit knows it. But now, Chris Benoit setting up a sharpshooter. No, a Boston Crab. Will he submit? This is a much larger man, so the tension on the lumbar area. But Sycho Sid able to slip out of it and use the power of his legs there to put Chris Benoit down. And what has this done? This has just upset Sycho Sid a little much. And yes, big power choke slam down to the canvas. Picked him up with ease. And look at rock solid iron skillets, one after another. And Sycho Sid just throws Chris Benoit. He's frustrated as Sycho Sid. 1, 2, and a kick out barely by Benoit. Keeps the match going here in the WWDF Wrestlemania. At stake here, 4 title matches available. Our current champion, the World Wrestling Digital Federation Power Bomb coming up. And yes, Sycho Sid hits it. That should do it, wrestling fans. Ref there, 1, 2, and a kick out by Benoit. Again, what does Sycho Sid have to do? Again, what a matchup. Again, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. Chris Benoit winning that matchup and advancing here, trying to get to that showcase qualifier. And now over the top, and look at Sycho Sid taking the fight. Again, we find ourselves outside the ring and onto the arena floor here in the YouTube arena. So much at stake. Both digital wrestlers, their digital heartbeats really beating here, giving it everything they have. Sycho Sid defeating Dean Ambrose to get to this current state where he's at against Chris Benoit. The top digital wrestlers in all the digital world here in the World Wrestling Digital Federation. 4 decisive title matches on stake in WrestleMania 1. The Rock, our current World Wrestling Digital Federation. Chris Benoit kind of indecisive here, and you can't be indecisive in this kind of matchup. Again, comes off the perch there. And now, did that cost Chris Benoit? And yes, look at that. Look at the force. Look at the momentum. It's that indecisiveness using the top turn, the top ring there. Rope was Sycho Sid. Able to catch him? No. Again, will we see the crossface crippler? Another submission move here. Sycho Sid in a little bit of trouble. Up against the rope area. Can he get a rope break? And now Benoit going up high again a third time. Will he come down? And he misses. He misses, misjudged the opportunity by Chris Benoit, misjudged, and Sycho Sid is going to make him pay, and pay dearly here. With a big choke bomb up against the ropes. 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out. And a kick out. Sycho Sid thought he had the victory, and so did I. How did Chris Benoit survive that damage? Again, can he get back into the match here? Benoit trying hard. Puts the big man down on the canvas. Benoit, what's he setting him up? Setting him up here. Can he get it over? And he does. He does, and that lumbar area really taking a toll here. Chris Benoit really bending back on Sycho Sid. Referee asking him, give up, Sycho, and no, able to power out of it again for a second time. But how much damage has been done here to Sycho Sid? Chris Benoit trying to put the finishing moves on the big man, showing the strength and power and agility, his wrestling ability. Chris Benoit, one of the best here in the WWDF. And now dragging his prey. The damage has been done to Sycho. Is it enough? Foot there. Can he get it on the rope? 1, 2, 3. That is it. Chris Benoit puts Sycho Sid, the much bigger superstar, down. And Chris Benoit, road to WrestleMania continues here. Guys, give us that subscribe. Give us that like. We are almost to 200 subscribers, meaning we would have a celebrity wrestling match and WrestleMania. Turn the notification on. It's a big weekend here at the WWDF.